Yes, YouTube, how is everyone going? What a good week it was for the groups last week. I will run through all of that on the Telegram channel. Lots of things have kicked off this week, and I'm excited to let you guys know, even though you probably already know if you're in the groups already, or if some of you guys have just come over from YouTube and aren't really in the groups, then this is a good place to kind of find out about what's going on, what's new, and all that sort of stuff. Even though this week seemed to drag very much, we still did very well. Did very well in the groups. I've recently taken on a new guy 2 weeks ago who is trading in the free group. He had a bit of a rough start on the first week, but he's gone and brought it back and put in a good shot this week, and yeah, he actually made more than I did, which is very rare for a trader to come and compete with me, but it's good. He's actually a day one from the original advanced group, so back in the day, over a year ago, and he's just knuckled down. And this is what I put in the groups the other day, that it is proof that if you actually dedicate the time and effort to something, then 9 times out of 10 it pays off. Do you know what I mean? It's like any sort of job or craft. You can't just jump into it and expect to make amazing percentage gains on your accounts straight away with zero fucking education or zero investment into learning the crafts. You're not going to build a house after being a bricklayer for 2 weeks, are you? Let's be honest. So it's the same sort of concept with trading. But yeah, it's been a good week. I've had a bit of a love-hate relationship this week with gold, but it's the same with everybody. I don't think I've ever come across a person that's got a 100% hit rate on gold without there being a few curveballs that gold likes to do. But I've actually gone and looked at my stats and looked at my overall kind of hit rate, and gold seems to be the only thing that I ever lose on. My pair game is good. Oil has paid me very, very well this week, and the group, which we are still holding. This is a four-day hold so far, and GBP AUD paid off pretty well as well last week. But other than that, I've only really traded gold, GA, oil, and that is it. And yeah, my only losses have been taken on gold, funnily enough. But it's been like I said, another kind of heavy-ish news week for gold. And what I like about oil, and the reason why I prefer trading oil over gold, is that things like FOMC, interest rate, all that sort of stuff doesn't really affect it, and it doesn't really become as volatile as what gold does. This was the back off of interest rate on Wednesday, and this is what it caused gold to do. Push over 500, 600, 700 pips to the upside, and oil didn't really do anything. But I mean, we were in oil from the top here, 83,700. Reason for this, we've got a nice big imbalance here. Daily high just resting above the imbalance, and I think this was the 2 dotted lines I usually use to just area out like order block and other imbalance areas or points of interest, and we tapped into 83,700 and just collapsed. I did get another second entry in off of this. This was an imbalance here. I didn't feel like oil was going to push back up into 83. This seemed like the most logical kind of imbalance for it to tap into, which it did, and then it collapsed back down. It's kind of bouncing around at the moment, but the overall target is down here at around 78,200. Reason being, this is where the initial push started from the downside. So I'm looking to see how it plays out next week, whether or not it doesn't make any sense for it to push from here. I feel like even if it is just down into this imbalance here, into here, I feel like this, maybe might be the area to go long, but I'd like to see this overall area personally, because we are in an ascending channel at the moment. But we might have a push back into retracement area into here, 83 again, and then make another rollover. So oil for me is a lot more nicer to trade, just personal preference. GA, this was the move that we had up here. Again, simple fib, 61.8, 78.6 area, golden zone. Did align with an imbalance here and an order block area, but we did just reject the 78.6. We kind of danced around, but this was also waiting for the interest rate as well, weirdly. But I could just see that we were kind of just making lower highs all the way down. So this was enough for me to get in. And yeah, finally when interest rate kind of kicked out on Wednesday, it just then collapsed. Had another area set out, but this was on Friday. Friday I don't really trade, so again, didn't really kind of focus on it. Friday I just tend to just chill. I don't really get 2 days off, i.e. a weekend, Saturday, Sunday. So Friday, Saturday tend to be my days off. So Friday I kind of just tune out of the markets. I still have a look now and again, but I don't actually trade anything because I don't like holding anything over the weekend anyway. So realistically, I'm just getting in for the day, which, yeah, okay, if I'd taken this, it would have delivered, 60 odd pips, but I don't know. For me, it just means that then I have to be sat at the charts. I've then knowingly got something, a trade active in my head as well, so I will keep going back at some point to check on it. So it's just easier for me to just switch off from the markets then. So that was the GA trades. I still feel like GA is going to push down to around, I don't know, this could be the break. I had talked about it in my previous weekly breakdown videos that I was looking for GA to start pushing to the downside. So, it is, maybe that happens off of that. I don't think so. Westpac consumer confidence change. I don't think that, but we have broken the trend. So I feel like this, which is the weekly low of the 20th of Feb, is the overall target. Whether or not we actually have a retracement back in to this sort of area around the 194 again, 1945, and then make another push, because we are kind of, like I said, now we are showing that we are in a kind of downtrends, A, B. So maybe we need a C bounce up into here to then make another leg down to the downside. So I'll be watching GA next week. GBP USD and Euro USD, I haven't really been paying much attention to, USD pairs, but I had marked this out for where I would potentially like to see EU get to then potentially take a move to the upside. But yeah, I've kind of just been not really interested. We're in a strong sell as well. The sentiment is a strong sell. But I've not really been interested in any USD pairs. Same with GU. I've not really marked anything out. Things have just been a bit sloppy on USD pairs. And the same with gold. Gold's most of the moves that I've been very, very unlucky. Very, very unlucky with golds. Just in regards to probably just like a few extra pips on a stop loss, and we would have been okay, and we would have caught. I think this was the move. This move here. If I'd had a few 20 or 30 pip extra points on the stop loss, we would have caught this move to the upside. But it is what it is. I'm not going to cry about it. Gold, I know gold can be very much like that. It can, literally whip your stop loss and then fuck off to the upside. But, it's one of those, like, when it comes to actually making money in the markets and, this, that, and the other, I always look at, if I've got, say, oil running, okay, and oil's giving me about 200-300 pips, that in some respect means I've got 200-300 pips to play around with, as in profit. Yes, it's not a good way to look at it, because you are essentially eating into that. But, say you want to try and take a gold setup because it looks good and your risk is only 30-40 pips, 1% or something, but you've already made a good maybe 3 or 4% on another trade. there's no harm in you risking that just 1%, because you're only deducting it from something that you're already holding that's making you 3 or 4%. Do you know what I mean? Yes, everybody wants to make as much percentage gains as possible, but sometimes, you do have to. I mean, this trade was taken late on Thursday, and within, I think, about 15 to 20 minutes of me actually taking this trade, it was already 100 pips in profit. So, wherever I'm like, that's 0.5% or 1% or whatever. But then closed out at break even, because that's obviously not what gold wanted to do. And I had a little move here on gold that we closed out around 60 pips. And then in regards to this setup, I didn't call it. My other trader Archie called it, but I could see why he called it. I'd had this imbalance area marked out. I think it was on the 30-minute imbalance area marked out. And it was, look, as simple as price pushing back into the imbalance and then rolling over. So that would have been a good, perfect entry. Lower time frame, what would you have been waiting for? You can see, let me just lock this, because otherwise that will piss me off. So look, pushed in, retracement, failed to break the high again, so we created a lower high. You could have done one or two things. I would have personally just seen this inverted hammer here, or doji candle, morning star, whatever you want to call it, or sorry, evening star, and then got in. You could have even got in off the close of this candle here, this bearish momentum candle, which isn't trying to fill this 1 minute imbalance here. So you could have taken a nice sell off the close of that imbalance. This did come back and fill, I mean, you can see this candle here filled this tiny 1 minute imbalance, which is fine. You could have taken it off of there. Or again, imbalance caused here, this one. But to be honest, 1 minute time frame can become so noisy that sometimes you just have to be reactive and then monitor stuff on the higher time frames. That's what I tend to do. If I take a setup on the 1 minute, I then come off the 1 minute and just monitor it on the higher time frames, because I want to see how price is just, this again into the imbalance, lower time frame, 1 minute, and then the next 15-minute candle would have been a bearish engulfing candle, which would have taken out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so 5 or 6 candles in one. So that in itself is a good indication that price is pushing to the downside. Even if you were just targeting this low here, which would have been US low, I think, maybe New York low. So New York low or London low, one of the two. And that could have been your target, which, still would have been a decent risk to rewards. The stops just above the imbalance, so just above this candle here, and then targeting the downside. Do I think the downward move is over? No. I still think that there is potential for gold to push further down. Do I think the trend is switching to bearish? No, I don't. I still think that we are still very much in an uptrend. The overall high of 22.23 will probably be tested again at some point. But whether or not we start to come down and fill these imbalances down here, we'll wait and see. Yeah, that's with gold. I'll pull up the Telegram and show you. So yeah, here we are on the Telegram group. In general chat. Look, this was my breakdown of trades. Look, at the beginning of the week, just was hitting some fucking L's. But again, they're not massive L's. 30 pip stop losses aren't massive. Especially, yes, okay, you're risking 1% or whatever. That's fair enough. But yeah, took a 70 pip loss at the beginning of the week, and then took the 70 pips back on gold. We're risking 1% or whatever. Oil still running. It's 350 pips in. GBP AUD, that closed at 195. Gold 40 points. Gold 30. Gold 15. Gold 60. Again, which brought my total to 630 pips. Now, the one thing I do want to talk about is people always go on about, I see it on TikTok all the time, oh, why'd you use pips? Why aren't you using percentage? Right, because yes, I could use percentage, but it's easy. The reason why I don't use percentage is because everybody is using different lot sizes when they are trading, okay? So one person might be risking 1%, but the other person might go, oh, do you know what? I'm going to be a little bit more riskier on this, and I'm going to risk more than 1%. Do you know what I mean? So I've always, and this is going back to when I learned, I've always done things in pips. Yes, at the end of the day, on TradingView, you can put in your account balance and it will tell you what percentage you're going to make. You know, whatever you're risking 1%, 0.29% is that stop loss, and 2.11% is the overall take profit. So I know that the percentage gains are there regardless, because all you've got to do is put in, you know, what your risk. There you go, look. Lot size, account size, blah, 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 risk 1%, and, you know, that's how it figures it all out or whatever. So that's why I've always just used pips. At the end of the day, if you want to do percentage, it's down to you. That's fine. Like, it makes no difference to me if you do percentage or if you do pips. I just do pips because it's easier to for people to understand. Some people might understand percentage more. Fine, cool. Okay, you can figure out the percentage gains off of what you're doing. I just do pips. Okay, sue me. So 630 pips. People go, oh, yeah, it's because you use it because it's a lot more. Okay. Well, 630 pips, you go and do the percentage gains. I still think the percentage will be a good percentage gain for the week, so it is what it is. But yeah, Connor ended on 100s. AUD JPY closed at break even. Right, Archie, I've now put a section in the elite group for, because you know people were asking for it. So Archie will be putting trades in the free group and the elite groups. Don't worry, free group people, you will still get Archie's trades. GFX, he's now started as well, but he started on Friday, probably one of the worst days to start, but he didn't take a loss or anything. Everything closed out break even. Right, crypto section. Crypto section is the new addition to our elite group. Now, this is spot futures trading. Everything that I have zero fucking clue about, to be honest. So this is why I do not handle this section. It is done by another guy, a crypto guy, and I also do have a guy over here in Dubai who sends me BTC trades to put out. BTC on Friday, it hit target 1 of 700. Sadly, the one he sent me last night, which is Saturday, hit stop loss at 400. I don't really know the pip count on Bitcoin, but I kind of just tell by, you know, what it says on TradingView. Obviously, you have to take a decimal off because otherwise it'd be 4,000 pips, which I don't think it is. So this is the new section, and you know what's funny? People have been taking these trades. They've signed up through Mexi, which is the platform we use, and let me see the profit section. You know, this guy's still holding his, and you know, it's one of those things you just put set and forget. Do you know what I mean? Same here. This guy, 17.15%. This guy, 263%. But again, I don't really know about leverage trading. I don't really know about futures and stuff like that. It's not something that I've kind of done. But not something that I'm not going to look into, which is quite good because I like having new things to kind of do like research on. So yeah, that is the new section that we've got in our elite group. Yeah, weekly pip count between both the groups, we ended up on 1,539 pips. That is Archie 796 from the free group. So, you know, good stuff. Good stuff done by the team. The only person that took a lost week was Brandon. Brandon ended up on minus 77, which, you know, it does happen. But Connor, 100 pips, I think it was. Calvin, bit slow. Not really impressed by Calvin this week. 85 pips. I'm expecting better things from you next week, mate. Because we have got someone in our group that is doing a review. I can't actually remember his name. His Telegram name is JD, but I've seen his TikToks before. He's in our group doing a review. So it'd be interesting to see how that comes out. I feel like, again, like I've said, our group is completely different to any other group that is on, you know, Telegram. The fact that we have all of these different sections, the fact that we do other valuable things, you know, sports betting, people get into the sports betting, you know, drop shipping, people are asking about drop shipping, so there's all people talking about that in there. What else? The gear and fitness plans have been a bit slow. Obviously, maybe people are not training, so whatever. But yeah, Deco's in there doing his thing with the crypto stuff as well. OF, OnlyFans management. So it'd be interesting to see what the guy comes out with. But yeah. So in regards to next week. So gold, like I've said, I'm actually taking a bit of a step back from gold. I'm not trading it as much. If I do send setups out, then, you know, they will be me trying to be absolutely 100% certain on what is going on with gold. But in regards to gold, you know, it throws curveballs left, right, and center. So I tend to just, you know, it's kind of boring me. And I feel like it's the most traded thing in all Telegram groups. Like all these TikTok influencers and stuff like that, they all just love gold. So this is why I've gone and started trading something like US oil, because, well, for one, no one trades US oil. And for two, if I was ever to be called someone that copies and pastes trades, then I'd say to them, find me the group that trades oil, because no one trades it. None of these TikTok influencers trade oil. They trade golds and they trade, you know, the major currency pairs. So that's why I tend to be a lot different with the fact that I trade GBPAUD. I don't think any of these TikTok influencer groups actually trade GA. They don't trade US oil, and very rarely trade JPY pairs. So, you know, that's why I kind of fixate on pairs that not a lot of people trade, or not a lot of the masses don't trade. So gold, I'm kind of just like, I'm a bit bored with it. I'll just leave it to the masses to get fucked over on. But yeah, GBP JPY, I had this little thing set up, but again, wasn't really... I do feel like it will probably take place when market opens, but I would prefer to see, because we are very, very close to the low of Friday. I'd like to see this get tested one more time, maybe dip back a little bit lower into this imbalance, and then look to go to the upside. I feel like one more push up to around 193, maybe 194 is still on the cards. So I'll be paying close attention to GBP JPY. Euro JPY again. We've broken out to the upside. So potentially I am looking for again, like I said, a push back down into, well, we might do one or two things. We could have a retracement back into here, as we have kind of broken structure to the downside, breaking these lows here, and then potential push to tap the trend line. As we broke out this trend, we were looking at A, B, we were looking for the C bounce, but it didn't actually, it faked it out nonetheless, but it would have been invalid anyway. So I would like to see a push back in and a push back down to test this trend line, maybe fill part of this imbalance here, that came off of Monday, and then same sort of thing as GBP JPY, push to the upside. You know, it always fascinates me when I look back and I go, you know, there's a reason why I have this dotted line here. If I just put a sell limit, it would have triggered. And if we go back and have a look, let's have a look on the daily, maybe the weekly. Yeah. So this was the imbalance. So the low of this candle, basically showing the imbalance of this whole entire area. So if I just put, you know, sell limit there, would have been a nice drop. Let's have a look on the lower time frame. Sell limit from literally that point. We would, let's just go from here down. 184 pips from there to there. But it's one of them, you know, it is what it is. But there's reasons why I put these dotted lines, because they are areas of interests. And yeah, if I just put a sell limit there, that would have been a nice drop. But yeah, so guys, yeah, that is pretty much my outlook for the week so far. But yeah, we've had a lot of new people joining the free group, a lot of new people joining the elite group. Again, you know, I try to do this every single day because new people do come into this every single day. I don't care if you're not looking to learn this or actually do this for a living. The only two videos you need are the risk management one and the MT4 for dummies. Okay, if you are not looking to actually learn to do this properly, those are the only two videos you need. You know, the risk management one is just going through the basics of how much, you know, if you have got 300 quid in your account, then you should only be trading with a max lot size of 0.03. And this is just my rules. This is just my way of how I came up learning this. 0.03, 300 pounds. 0.01 for anything, 100 pounds. Do you know what I mean? So 100 pounds, 0.01, max lot size. So even if another trade comes through, you are not placing that trade because you are already using the max leverage you should be, max lot size. And MT4 for dummies is just talking you through how to do buy stops, buy limits, sell stops, sell limits. You know what swap and commission and all this sort of stuff means. You know what your spread means, all that sort of stuff. That is what the MT4 for dummies goes through. Another thing, when it comes to brokers, right? I go and throw out that I work for an FCA regulated broker, okay? That is not untrue, but it only basically means that if you are prepared to use the FCA regulated leverage, which I think is max 1 to 3, then you are covered by the FCA. If you want to go and use a 1 to 500, then you are not covered by the FCA, okay? This is the same across every single broker. So you know what makes me laugh is when these muppets that are on TikTok that think they know it all, right, sit there and go, oh no, they've got an unregulated side and they've got a regulated side. They're probably using the unregulated side. Well, I'm sad to say that actually when I sign people up, in my sign up process, it says 1 to 3, okay? So 1 to 30. 1 to 30 is covered by the FCA. The only reason why we've asked people to potentially make a 1 to 500 leverage account on top of their 1 to 30 is because we run an algorithm. So we run an algorithm through Axie on the copy trader. Now, I've explained how algorithms work. Algorithms sometimes need to hedge positions in to basically, you know, counteract the ones that were placed earlier. So if you don't have max leverage, it sometimes means that algo cannot place a hedged position in to counteract the other one and end the trade out in profit. Okay, so that is why you need a 1 to 500 leverage account for the copy trader. If you are taking manual trades by yourself, 1 to 30. That is all you need. 1 to 1 or 1 to 30. FCA regulated, okay? That is the same on, you know, when you sit there, when people sit there and go, oh yeah, well it's unregulated and it's regulated. Okay, well, so's IC Markets. IC Markets being one of the best brokers in the world. IC Markets have a regulated and unregulated side. IC Markets offer 1 to 500 leverage accounts. I know that because I used to have one. So that will then not be covered by FCA. So your top fucking brokers do the exact same thing. There is not one broker on this planet that does not do that. Okay? So to all the Muppets on TikTok, if we can't use Axie, and we can't use IC, and we can't use Vantage, please give me, drop them in the comments down below, what broker we should be using, point blank period. Because they all offer 1 to 500 leverage. Some even offer, you know, the unregulated brokers, you know, like your IronFX, your FXS, and all this sort of stuff. Some of them do 1 to 1,000. Okay? So, or just actually, do you know what? Nonetheless, come and test out my sign up. Go through my sign up process. I do all my own sign ups. I don't have a support team. I don't have, you know, people do my messages for me. I do them all myself. Okay? I voice note people. I ask people the questions. I have conversations with people before even sending them anything to do with signing up. Okay? And if you want proof of this, so here is my here's my Telegram channel for signups. Okay? And I'll have conversations with people. You know, I'm not looking to steal anybody from brokers. This guy used to trade with me back in the old days. Before I even worked with Harrison, I had my own group. You know, who's he trading with? IC Markets, mate. Nice. Well, if you're happy to stay around with them, or how much have you got to play around or whatever, 2K, cool. Because you're sticking with IC Markets, I'll offer you my paid group. If he's happy with IC Markets, there's no reason why for him to switch. So he's staying with IC Markets. What else? Finesse FX, get off them. I said that. Let me find one that is the actual... Some people I like to have a little play around with, but I'm trying to find one that I've actually talked through. Okay, so that, I mean, look, here we go. This is a guy that signed up. There it goes. You want to pick standard account. Pick 1 to 30 leverage. Confirm your details. Deposit £300. Download MT4. Look, I've been openly honest about affiliation. Yes, okay, £300 is the minimum to make a commission off of a person depositing money. It's not a lot of money, but even still, I'd still say to someone, put in as much money as possible, because even if you put in £100, there is no way that someone is going to sit there and literally take one trade and wait for that trade to close out on a 0.01 lot size before taking another trade. They will over leverage. They will take every single setup at 0.01 lot size and over leverage. So this is at least with £300, you can make a little bit of money and you're not losing a lot of money. With £100, that's going down pretty quick if all those trades that come through are losses. So £300 is a good minimum start, regardless of it being the minimum amount to trigger commission. It is what it is. But look, other than that, once they're all set up, you know, there's his balance. Gave it a little go to get the hang of it. Okay, whatever. Funny. And they're sent the group. And they're told straight away, go in that group and look at the MT4 for dummies and the risk management video. Okay, a lot of these guys are just looking to get into my premium group. Hey mate, I'm trying to sign up to your broker platform. Is it FXS? No, it's not. Afraid not. But yeah, I do all my own messages. But don't get me wrong, not a lot of people can sign up. It's only since doing my own messages that I've realized how, you know, I don't want to disrespect them by saying broke, but how much money people don't have as disposable to actually get invested into this, and how many people are misconstrued on, you know, the potential money that they will be making off of their 300 quid. You know, I've openly said it to one guy here, who's talking about putting $100 in. I just want to make you aware, bro. You will only be making $100, $1 to $2 per trade. I don't want you coming in thinking that your $100 is going to all of a sudden make you $1,000 per trade. It's just not possible. So that's why I do my own messages. I do my own messages for purely and solely because people come through thinking thinking they're speaking to me anyway. So, you know, I give them that option. They are speaking to me. I have voice note conversations with them. And as you can see, I'm telling them to sign up with a 1 to 30 FCA regulated. It's not 1 to 500. So, sorry to all you TikTok muppets that want to try and catch me out. And I don't do any trigger trades either, so I don't trigger commissions straight off the bat. I'm sending them into the group, telling them how to properly risk manage. So that commission for me is not triggered for about 1 to 2 weeks if they are trading with the correct risk management. So again, sorry to go and burst your bubble to all the TikTok haters. Let's have a look to see what kind of news we've got out next week. I'm hoping it... do you know what? I've changed my time zone on my thing, and all of a sudden, like, the news tells me it's not going to be out for like 30 days and shit like that. So I don't know. Monday, new home sales, probably not going to do much, I'll be honest. Again, AUD news, not really expecting it to do much again. Durable goods, yeah, we could see something on Tuesday. Durable goods, AUD monthly CPI, so maybe AUD monthly CPI, that is where I might see AUD push GBP AUD down. That'd be nice. Yeah, I don't think, see, it's coming to the end of March, so it's the last week of the quarter. Initial jobless claims, GDP, fucking hell. Michigan consumer sentiment. So, okay, Thursday's going to be interesting. And then we've got Good Friday on Friday. So, bank holiday, I won't be trading. Happy days. There will literally be not a lot of volume in on Good Friday. So, it is bank holiday for pretty much all the countries. So, yeah. That kicks in on Friday. So we've got a relatively busy-ish news week on USD, which, you know, again, the market needs news to make volatility for it to move. But yeah, so that's a little run through the group, the news, the charts, how I do stuff with the affiliate marketing stuff and getting people signed up the legit way, so all the TikTok people can go and suck a fat one. But yeah, if you're looking to get started, guys, or you are not involved in any of the groups, then all you've got to do is drop me a DM on Instagram. The Instagram is Adam Took That. No other abbreviations, no other fucking bits and pieces, just ADAMTOOKTHAT. That's it. And yeah, I will see you in the next one, boys.